मेरा नाम आयशा शेख है। मैं यहाँ यूक्रेन में फंसी हुई हूँ। यहाँ पे इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन हो गई है। उन लोग को हमारी लाइफ की कोई भी वैल्यू नहीं है। इवन इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को हमारी लाइफ की कोई भी वैल्यू नहीं है। इस सिचुएशन में भी उन लोगों ने एयर टिकट 60-70,000 की हुई है।
Air raid sirens go off in Ukraine's capital Kiev as Russia launches a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Before dawn, just as Russian President Putin announced a special military operation in Ukraine, the bombardment began in Ukrainian cities. People woke up to emergency sirens, explosions, smoke, and an announcement of martial law. The Russian invasion of Ukraine had begun soon after a televised speech by Russian President Vladimir Putin asking the Ukrainian troops to lay their arms and return home.
Its purpose is to protect people who have been subject to abuse and genocide by the Kiev regime for 8 years. And to do this, we will strive to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine.
The Russian president also warned West of dire consequences if it attempted to intervene.
Whoever tries to interfere with us, let alone create threats for our country, for our nation, must know that Russia's response will be immediate, and it will lead you to such consequences that you've never faced before in your history.
In Ukraine, people were asked to stay indoors and not venture out unless absolutely necessary.
Росія здійснила удари по нашій військовій інфраструктурі та по нашим прикордонникам, прикордонним загонам. В багатьох містах України було чутно вибухи. Ми вводимо воєнний стан на всій території нашої держави. Без паніки. Ми сильні, ми готові до всього, ми всіх переможемо.
Shelling and missile strikes were reported across the country as Russia began an invasion from land and sea. The special military operation appeared to be an all-out blitzkrieg. Russian troops landed in the southern port city of Odessa, crossing from Russia to Kharkiv, the second largest city in the country. Russian military vehicles rolled from Crimea. Rockets also attacked Ukrainian fighter jets parked at an airport outside its capital Kiev. As air raid sirens blared, people rushed for cover in subway stations. Cars began to pile up as people rushed to fill gas in their vehicles. Ukraine closed its airspace. The country was in panic.
There have been explosions across Ukraine overnight as Russia begins the long-anticipated attack. Here in Kiev, in the capital, we heard a number of explosions off in the distance overnight. That sort of jolted the city awake, and more recently air raid sirens indicating that some of these attacks are getting closer.
To make matters worse, Russia's close ally Belarus joined the war, invading Ukraine from the north through intense artillery fire. And in the east, the Russian-backed rebels also began attacking Ukrainian forces. High-precision air and military strikes are being used to disable the Ukrainian air defense to pave way for an all-out ground assault. But what will be the collateral damage in terms of civilian casualties? An assessment can only be made when the sounds of war are silenced. NNDTV Bureau Report.